It is simply not fair to say that all Russia does is bomb innocent men, women and children. Sure, the violence takes up a lot of time on their agenda, but they somehow still find time for a bit of stealing too. And by a bit, I mean all the stealing.
Mining residential territory when retreat, and they steal everything they find.
What do the Russians steal? They steal Ukrainian art, they steal Ukrainian grain, they steal Ukrainian children. Or, as this new segment puts it,
Cowardly looters without education and even without appropriate food supplies. Russian army became famous for stealing toilets when they invaded civilized Georgia. That weird gadget impressed savages so much that they started to pull it out to take home. Money, high-tech, Russians always steal when they can.
And Russia does not just steal from Ukraine. For a country that is meant to be the sworn enemy of the United States, they sure seem to lean on the young American big dogs pretty heavily when it comes to television. If imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, then Russian TV is one big love letter to the US OA. You thought it was just wall-to-wall propaganda. No, it's also a lot of, let's say, homages to American television. For example, the US has Ugly Betty.
Ugly Betty.
Russia has Don't Be Born Beautiful. The US has It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, because Dennis is a bastard man!
Russia has It's Always Sunny in Moscow.
Если у друзей свой бар, но в баре этом пусто.
Yep, and also the US has The Nanny. Russia has Moya Prekrasnaya Nyanya, which is The Nanny. And sometimes they're so theft hungry they don't bother to make their own version. Since major US film studios are boycotting Russia, Russian cinemas have been making a plan. And that plan is to show pirated copies of Barbie on the big screen. According to a report in the Newsweek, a film critic complained after a pirated Barbie screening in the city of Tyumen contained an, I quote, poor voice dubbing and pop-up gambling advertisements. Wow, come on Barbie, let's go party. Ooh, 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 yeah. Well, no, that sounds like an authentic piracy experience. All that's missing is for you to leave the movie theater with a virus. At least Russians can still see Barbie. They don't seem to be doing the same thing with Oppenheimer, which I loved. Maybe they don't want to be reminded that the atomic bomb was yet another thing they stole.
Thanks God, the same one, the same. Here you can see the menu. Okay, breakfast. I think it's like the same.
And for all we know, even the potatoes are stolen.
The overall IQ level is obvious in this photo. They were sent for demilitarization, but first of all, these Russian looters demilitarized their own vehicles with the stolen potato.
So in summary, should be stealing. And this should surprise no one. Because in some countries, the government has ties to organized crime. In Mother Russia, the government is organized crime.